Good morning, sir. So, in the last class, we have discussed what is statute, what is interpretation, and why is interpretation. है ना? So, what is the meaning of statute? Statute means law, and interpretation means understanding the logic behind the law. Interpretation means understanding the logic. Yeah. So, next concept in your material. Interpretation versus construction. क्या है बेटा? Interpretation versus construction. Few people will use rules of interpretation. Few people will use the word rules of construction. So, what is the difference between the interpretation and construction? Let us try to understand. बेटा देखो बेटा कितना बड़ा एग्जाम है इंटरप्रेशन वर्सेस कंस्ट्रक्शन कि हम so many times in the exam. How many times? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So कम से कम nearly 8 to 10 times this was tested in the exam beta. Interpretation versus construction. Construction means interpretation. First of all, let us try to understand the meaning of the one interpretation. In general, for everyone, PLANT plant means small tree. Generally, for everyone, doctor, actor, farmer. Yes sir, no sir. But being a chartered accountant, being an accounting student, plant means asset, factory. Yes sir, no sir. So, in case of construction, you are not giving the plain meaning. You are going somewhere to give the real meaning. To give the real meaning. If you are giving the general meaning, which meaning? General meaning, popular meaning, famous meaning, you are losing the purpose of the section. Losing the chair has to sign the minutes. If you give the ordinary meaning, you will lose the purpose of the section. Section will die. Here chair means chairman. उसको बोलते हैं construction. उसको बोलते हैं going beyond to understand the meaning of the words. To understand the समझ में बच्चों देखेंगे बेटा line by line. Interpretation means understanding as it is. As construction means going one more step more to give the real meaning, appropriate meaning, logical meaning, sensible meaning. Which meaning? If you're giving a general meaning, the section losing its sense, purpose, objective, logic. So give the logical meaning, sensible meaning. देखेंगे बेटा interpretation is finding the true sense of the any form of the words, true meaning. Construction is the drawing the conclusions, not exactly going somewhere. Why you are going somewhere? To bring the meaning to the word which will satisfy the intention of the section. Conclusions respecting the subjects that go beyond the direct expression. Beyond the direct expression. Direct meaning is chair means where we sit. Here chair means chairman. Direct expression of plant means small tree, but here plant means plant and machinery. Generally, meaning of the interest means I am interested in the computer. I am interested in the movie. But being a commerce student, interest means rate of interest. उसको बोलते construction. Generally, what is the meaning of security? Security means a watchman. Security means giving the security for the loan. But construction means security means shares, debentures, deposits. If I know better, slowly. देखो, where code adhere to the plain meaning. Which meaning beta? General meaning, plain meaning, popular meaning. Code to adhere means follow. Adhere means follow. Code follows the plain meaning of the language used in the legislation. It will be treated as an interpretation. Where the meaning is not plain. Meaning is plain means popular meaning beta. The code has to discern whether the words meant to cover the situation before the code. Here, the code would resort to what is called as the construction. General meaning of the chair means furniture, and construction chair means chairman. Interpretation brings the true meaning. Which meaning? And purpose of the legislation. Construction related to drawing the conclusions, drawing the, I think chairman is not this meaning, chairman something else. I mean plan means not this meaning, plan means something else. I mean security means not general security, it means something else, like shares and debentures. Going beyond the plain meaning, usko bolte hain construction. Beta it is easy to explain from reading, but ये देखो इतना बार 10 बार एग्जाम में आया. Remembering and reproducing in the exam is not that much easy unless you do more number of revisions. A lot of efforts are required. Once upon a time it is part of CA final. When we are in the CA final, out of 190 students used to leave this topic because समझ में नहीं आता. Not that much easy, but subject is easy. The thing is revisions. बार बार पढ़ना, 10 बार पढ़ना, 4 बार नहीं. वो क्या है बेटा, iOS है, ऑर्डिनरी कंपनी सेट सोचा क्या? Here interpretation may be liberal or strict. Liberal means flexibility or strict. Liberal construction may give the wrong results. Which is beta? Then you have to go beyond the general meaning. Yes or no, sir? Then upskirt means unreasonable, illogical, inappropriate result it may go. So we have to go somewhere other. Simply, if you are understanding the meaning of the word as it is based on the popular meaning, उसको बोलते हैं interpretation. Going beyond to give the sensible meaning, logical meaning, purposeful meaning is called as the construction. Going beyond, अंतक मिंची. Done. बच्चों, देखो बेटा कितने heading, interpretation versus construction. Here security means loan. Security for the loan. Here security means shares, debentures. Here chair means general chair, furniture. Here chair means chairman, something go. Yeah. Look beta. Interpretation. It means finding the true sense of the any form of words. Any form or words. True sense of words. Here, second one, construction में लिखो बेटा. It means drawing the conclusions beyond the direct expression of the text. Beyond the direct expression. Beyond the direct expression. In case of interpretation, quote follows the plain meaning of the words. Construction. If the plain meaning of the words fails to achieve the objective, I'm converting in easy language. If the plain meaning of the words fails to achieve the objective of the section, court may resort to construction. Court may resort to construction. Then third one, it brings true meaning of the words. Next here construction. It means drawing the conclusions What's conclusion? Since its plain meaning is not giving, we are going somewhere to conclude. Okay, this what maybe this thing. Drawing the conclusions based on the situation. Based on the situation. Interpretation may be liberal or strict. If liberal construction provides absurd results, absurd means unreasonable, inappropriate. Keep the meaning in the bracket also. You know your gajnis, you'll forget by tomorrow. Sorry, today evening. It may give absurd or inappropriate results. Then court may resort to construction. They're adding something extra meaning. Construction means adding extra meaning, not general meaning. And next classification kada beta. Classification of the interpretation based on the legal anta. Authentic interpretation, usual interpretation, based on the doctrine, grammatical interpretation, लॉजिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन. ये भी 10 बार आया कम से कम एग्जाम में, देखेंगे. या ये देखो 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 आ रहा, बारो बारो आ रहा, 10 बारो आया. So you go to the corner. Can I come out? या इसको बोलते हैं इंटरप्रिटेशन. सिंपली इसको बोलते हैं कंस्ट्रक्शन. इसको बोलते हैं ग्रामेटिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन. ग्रामेटिकल एग्जांपल here and is equal to and only. And means and only, a plus b. Here the word and is there between a and b, but you have to assume it as a or, because if you are assuming and is equal to and, you will lose the purpose of the section. You will lose the purpose of the section. You are going beyond the plain meaning, going beyond the, you are giving the logical meaning. Which meaning? Purposeful meaning. Which meaning? You are giving that meaning which will satisfy the objective of the section. Don't give the general meaning. Don't give the, why you are doing like this beta? So you are giving some other meaning. Why you are giving some other meaning? Because the law was drafted by human being. Drafted by human being. So there are some errors will be there while drafting. Because of that, here you have to assume he includes she. For example, one criminal law is there. In that law, one statement is that if anyone kills another person with a knife, he will be imprisoned for 10 years. Sonia killing Boswell uncle because she keep on asking when will you get married. Then she was produced before the court. Then you will be imprisoned for 10 years. Then Sonia said, read the law. If he kills another person, he will be imprisoned. Judge uncle, I am she, not he. Here he is equal to she. उसको बोलते हैं लॉजिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन. उसको बोलते हैं यूज द ब्रेन इफ अवेलेबल, गो बाय लॉजिक नॉट बाय मैजिक. उसको बोलते हैं लॉजिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन. काइंड ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन. काइंड ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन. Then yes sir, no sir. Here we will give the plain meaning. Which meaning? We will give the logical meaning, purposeful meaning. We will give in the meaning that which will satisfy the purpose of the section. Sensible meaning. Which meaning? So the same thing he will read in different English terms. देखेंगे बेटा. First grammatical interpretation. इसको बोलते हैं literal interpretation. Literal means as it is. Literally అంటే as it is. वो कैसा है वैसा है. ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్టుగా. Literally means ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్టుగా. कैसा है वैसा है समझ रहे. इसको बोलते हैं literally. कैसा है वैसा है. इसको बोलते हैं लिटरल इंटरप्रिटेशन. इसको बोलते हैं फंक्शनल. फंक्शनल मीन्स नॉट शादी हो रहा वैसा नहीं बेटा. वी हैव टू assign the meaning. We have to change the meaning of the word based on the function, based on the situation, based on the situation, based on the purpose, based on the objective. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Literal interpretation. इसको बोल literal means as it is. Literal means functional means based on the purpose, based on the situation, based on the requirement. We change the meaning of the word, changing the plain meaning, purposeful meaning. So it depends upon the letter of the enacted law. Letter means we will give the letters will be there in the act, no beta. We will give the general meaning. Which meaning? It depends upon the spirit. Spirit means oh atma nahi beta. Logic. Spirit means logic. Spirit means logic. Logic. And it interprets only verbal expression of the law. It does not go beyond the literal legist until literal language. Literal legist means literal language. It will go beyond the literal legist. We're going somewhere else, to bring the sensible meaning. Which meaning? Purposeful meaning. Which meaning? It looks beyond the literal legist. It seeks elsewhere, going somewhere else, for some other and more satisfactory meaning. Which meaning? If you're giving the meaning for the chair, general meaning, section will not satisfy. Section will not get the proper result. Give the sensible meaning, give the satisfactory meaning, go somewhere else. The words are constructed as per the popular dictionary meaning. Which meaning? Here, sensible meaning. Which meaning? Then watch means watch. Sensible meaning. Look at your watch. Yes or no, sir. So when grammatical meaning fails sentimental legist, sentential legist may be ascertained from the other factors. It is rarely used. We will go beyond only if it is required. Only if it is, then simply understand the meaning as it is. Literally, simply it means understand the meaning of the word based on the situation, based on the purpose, based on the objective. We have to assign that meaning which will satisfy the requirements of the section. Done. लिखो बेटा फटाफट लिखो. Write the examples also. And is equal to, and here and is equal to or. Why? To satisfy the section, to give sense to section, to give purpose to section. ये बाला है देखो इतना बड़ा है बेटा, मजाक नहीं बेटा, ये पूरा चैप्टर. Not completed. You're not reading, Pallavi? Pallavi is watching. Ganesh. Oh, one more laptop is there, no? A bag la. Think it's. So more revisions are required. I'm telling you again and again. Done? Completed, huh? Unich available. I will explain. A class legal classification of interpretation. One second, sir. Hmm. Slow. Then leave it. Ganesh, keep it safe. Yeah. Legal classification of interpretation, authentic interpretation, and usual interpretation. Beta. Simply understand the meaning of the words as it is. It means logical interpretation. Which interpretation? Then rule of interpretation is derived from the legislator itself. Legislator himself. That means act himself is explaining the meaning. Who is explaining? Act. So act is not explaining. You have to go somewhere. You have to go somewhere to assign the meaning, उसको बोलते हैं usual interpretation कहते हैं बेटा. So the rule of interpretation is derived from the some other source. Which source? Some other source such as customs and law. Here meaning of the words is explained by the law in section 2. In section 2 will be there. They will define the meaning of the word. What is the meaning of this word in this act? In contract act, security means securing, giving the security to the lender. Section 2 will define in contract act. The same security in the SEBI will be shares debentures. So who defined the term? Act itself. So the meaning of the words is explained by the act itself. उसको बोलते हैं authentic interpretation. And the act is not giving the meaning of the words. So we have to take the meaning of the words from the some other source like custom and case laws. Somewhere else we have to go beyond the act, beyond the, इसको बोलते हैं usual interpretation. समझ में आया? You have written right? Fine, great. We're entering into the subject, sir. What we have discussed till here is the only introduction. Even it is introduction, this concept was tested nearly 10 times, and this concept was tested nearly 10 times in the exam. What is interpretation also came 2-3 times in the exam. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is interpretation? Why is interpretation also asked 3 times in the exam? So what we have discussed till here, 3 things are important. One is the meaning of the interpretation. What is interpretation? Why is interpretation? And other one is the interpretation versus a construction. And other one is the grammatical interpretation versus logical interpretation. ये वाला तो कितना बड़ा है मालूम बेटा. Simply understanding as it is, understanding beyond to give the real meaning of the words to satisfy the section. Simply done. समझ में आया बच्चों? Yeah. So next, how to interpret? Beta, what we're discussing is act, Companies Act, something like that. Is it act? Is it law? It's a topic. It explains how to understand the act. So it contains some rules and some aids. IOS, interpretation of statutes, contains rules of interpretation, aids, AIDS. AIDS means helps better. Aid means help. Few people are helping you to understand the act. Few rules are helping you to understand the act. Whenever you are reading any law after becoming chartered accountant, so we may come across new law. The act tax code may come, for example. Some other act may come. Again, you will come to Srinath sir for coaching. No, they are 50 years also. By the time I will be 70. You should know how to read the law. If you know Companies Act, Income Tax Act, GST Act, you may get the 5 lakhs rupees per month or 10 lakhs rupees per month. If you know interpretation, you can get that same 10 lakhs per minute, per day also. Power of IOS. Ram Jetmalani will charge 25 lakhs to 1 crore because he know how to interpret. If you want 10 lakhs per month, so focus on the act. If you want 10 lakhs per day, focus on how to understand the act. How to? I want 10 lakhs per day only. Focus like a laser. But that much value is there for this topic. That's why it's little tricky. It's not tough. Different mindset is different. Since it's a new topic, you may feel little discomfort for the first time. But topic is easy. Believe me. Come with me. Hold my hand. Mitro mere pyare Deshwasiyon. Ganesh, will you come? Yeah. Primary rules of interpretation. बच्चों सुनो. Yeah. Primary rules of interpretation. Secondary rules of interpretation. Internal aids of interpretation. External aids of interpretation. Internal aids of interpretation. External aids will be there बेटा. क्या है देखेंगे. इजी है ना बेटा. आप टेंशन होने का नहीं. Will go very slow. Comparatively. बच्चों मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों. थोड़ा अलग टॉपिक है ना. डिफिकल्ट टॉपिक. अलग टॉपिक है बेटा. CS not tough. CS different. Not difficult. Different. ऐसा है टॉपिक भी. सुनो बच्चों. प्राइमरी रूल्स ऑफ इंटरप्रिटेशन. सेकंड रूल्स ऑफ इंटरप्रिटेशन. प्राइमरी रूल्स कितने रूल्स है बेटा? 6 रूल्स है बेटा. कितना बेटा? 6 रूल्स. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And second rules of interpretation will be 3 rules will be there beta. 6 plus 3 9. And internal aids of interpretation around 10 will be there. Small topics only. There also what will come also will explain. Already I wrote how many number of times it is coming also. and external rules of interpretation around 5 to 6 will be there. Will be there. So 6 plus 3 9, 9 plus 15, 9 plus 15, around this 25 things if I explain now, this topic will be complete. 10 mark will be in your pocket. Mitra mere pyare Deshwasho. So how to understand the law? How to understand the law? To understand the law, few weapons are there. What are there? Few weapons. So those weapons are said to be rules and aids. Aid means help. Aid means help. So some rules are there. Hey, interpreter. Hey, reader of the law. Don't understand like this. It means that who said rules? Who said rules? How many rules are there? But two types rules again. Primary rules and secondary rules. First we have to go by primary rules only. If you not given the satisfactory meaning, you have to go by the second rules of interpretation. And a few helps will be there internally. Act only we are helping how to understand the act. And someone else is helping how to understand the act, not the act, beyond the act. Done. So internal rules. Look at keep the heading. Rules of interpretation of statutes. Divided into two parts. Divided into two parts. Take a fresh page. Horizontal. ये लिखेंगे बेटा, ये लिखेंगे पूरा. Keep the heading. Interpretation of, after seeing Jashwant only I said. Interpretation of statutes, two parts. First arrow, rules of interpretation. Second arrow, aids of interpretation. Already I made a chart for this summary charts. That is not supporting, that's fine. Tomorrow I will show you. First one, rules of interpretation. Second one, aids of interpretation. Next, rules of interpretation, two parts. First arrow, primary rules of interpretation. We should go by this thing only, generally. Second arrow, secondary rules of interpretation. प्राइमरी रूल्स में 6 रहते बेटा, एक एक लिखो बेटा, फटाफट लिखेंगे. प्राइमरी रूल्स में फर्स्ट वन लिखो बेटा, रूल ऑफ लिटरल कंस्ट्रक्शन. लिटरली मींस एज इट इज, वो कैसे है वैसे समझना बेटा. सेकंड वन, रूल ऑफ रीजनेबल कंस्ट्रक्शन और इंटरप्रिटेशन. Third one, harmonious construction or interpretation. Beneficial construction. Exceptional construction. Last one, adjudicam generis. इजी है ना बेटा, टेंशन होने का नहीं. डन. पिक्चर बाकी है मेरा भी दोस्त. Soon you are going to listen different crazy words. Next, second rules, no sitter SOCs. Easy बेटा. Once I explain no, इतना easy है क्या बोलते हैं आप लोग इच. Feeling like abba. Once I explain you will feel like abba. The two types of abbas are there. Expressio unius est exclusio alterius. ए किसका लैंग्वेज है बेटा, हैरी पॉटर क्या बेटा. क्विड प्रो क्यू, ये वॉन्ड रहता है उसका पास, वॉन्ड वॉन्ड, ये इसी का वॉन्ड है बेटा. क्विड प्रो क्यू लाइक दैट. नोस्टर एसोसिस. इजी बेटा. कॉन्टेम्पोरानिया एक्सपोजियो. Contemporanea exposio. Done. So second arrow, aids of interpretation. Two parts, internal aids, external aids. We discussed internal aids yesterday itself. Marginal note, preamble, शॉर्ट टाइटल, लॉन्ग टाइटल भी डिस्कस yesterday, इसको बोलते हैं इंटरनल एड्स. एक्शन एड आल्सो वी हैव डिस्कस्ड yesterday. बियॉन्ड द शॉर्ट टाइटल, लॉन्ग टाइटल वी आर गोइंग पार्लियामेंट्री हिस्ट्री. वो एक्ट में रहता बेटा, वो बाहर रहता, केस लास बाहर रहता. Yes sir, no sir, वो एक्सटर्नल एड्स बेटा. लीव इट सम स्पेस, वी विल राइट लेटर. Once we come to this topic, we will write those topics. Done बेटा? Done. बोलो बच्चों, be active. हाँ, बोले yes sir बोलो. Let us start with one by one बेटा. Primary rules of interpretation. Very आसान रहता. कैसे रहता? आसान रहता. टेंशन होने के नहीं, है ना? First one, प्राइमरी रूल कहते बेटा, रूल ऑफ लिटरल इंटरप्रिटेशन. इसको बोलते हैं लिटरा लेगेस. लिटरा लेगेस मीन्स लैंग्वेज. लिटरा मीन्स वर्ड्स, लिटरल वर्ड्स. विच वर्ड्स? सिंपल बेटा, कुछ भी नहीं बेटा. while reading the act, if you're using any words are there in the act, no beta, use the popular meaning. Give the popular meaning, assign the plain meaning, to words used in the act use the popular meaning, assign the plain meaning. Grammatical words should be given grammatical meaning. Is, was, where, were, where, are, has been. Grammatical words should be given grammatical meanings only. General meaning only, not is equal to is, was is equal to was, and is equal to and, or is equal to are only beta. Don't assume and is equal to or. उसको second rule में आता. So grammatical words should be given grammatical meaning. Technical words should be given technical meaning. What is technical words, Pinta? Technical. Jargon. You are reading the law relating to information technology. IT Act 2000, Information Technology Act 2000 is there. है ना बेटा? Information Technology Act. What we should do with the computer, what we should not do in the computer. There one word is used, debugging. क्या बेटा? Debugging. Bug means mistake. Debugging means software is, program is there, no beta? In the program some mistakes may be there. Rectification of the mistakes is said to be the debugging or testing. What technical word beta? Which word? Technical word. Yes sir, no sir. What it is? Pillar. In this building it is called as pillar. If you go to that civil engineer, he don't call it as a pillar, he call it as a column. इसको बोलते पिलर बोलते हम लोग. Civil engineer will not call it as a beam or pillar, they call it as a columns. But technical language, which language? In generally pending salary, but in CA areas of salary, areas of interest. But it's called technical words. Which words? Technical words. So we call it as operation. Doctor call it as surgery. Yes sir, no sir. We call it as operation. Doctor call it as a cesarean. Yes sir, no sir. उसको बोलते technical words. So technical act is there, relating to doctors, relating to lawyers, relating to civil engineers, relating to the information technology. Technical words will be there. Assign the technical meaning. Rule over. खत्म हो गया. That's it. If you read the same rule, no बेटा, इतना इधर शुरू हुआ ना, इधर तक के बेटा. Oh, नहीं हुआ, हो गया क्या? नहीं हो गया. हाँ, इधर तक के बेटा. हाँ, it is summary of the 2.5 pages. ये रहता. 2.5 pages में यही रहता. So when you're reading the law, give the words used in the act should be given natural meaning. Which meaning बेटा? Popular meaning, natural meaning, plain meaning. Grammatical words should be given grammatical meaning. Technical words should be given technical meaning only. While reading the act, don't add anything. Don't remove anything from the act. Beta, in the act, when drafter using one word, he has dimag, no beta? He has with some intention he has using the word, no? Every word should be given meaning. Which word? No? Every word should be given meaning. Don't add anything from the act. Don't remove anything from the act. So assign the which meaning to the words. Give the popular meaning, natural meaning, plain meaning, grammatical words, grammatical meaning, technical words, technical meanings. Don't add anything. don't remove anything. So as the meaning to every word, as the meaning to don't go beyond the text. If you're going beyond the text, no, उसको बोलते हैं reasonable construction. Second rule. बेटा ये वाला कितना बार देखो बेटा एग्जाम में, these many times it was asked in the exam. So we'll read one by one beta. Applicability of the rule. This is the first rule and foremost rule of interpretation. The first rule should be read the words as it is. Read the words as read the words as it is. वो कैसे है वैसे ही पढ़ना. Don't go beyond. Don't go. Chair means furniture only. Chair means plant means small tree only. Interest means I'm interested in the movie only. Security means giving the pledge only. Read the words as. बोलो बच्चों. First point. Next. Beta, one statement is there. Statement is clear. There is no ambiguity. Whether we have to go somewhere else? No. Yes. Ganesh, please come and stand here. Statement is clear. Somebody, please come and stand here. Not clear. So statement is clear. Whether we have to think somewhere, we have to go somewhere else to think about the meaning? No. See, when the words in the language is clear, words are and language is plain, only one meaning can be derived. How many meanings are derived? Only one meaning. Only one Ganesh is there in the class. Three Ganesh students are there in the class. Ganesh, please come. Then we should think which Ganesh, A Ganesh, B Ganesh, C Ganesh. Only one Ganesh is there. Yes sir, no sir. So only one meaning can be derived. Then what should be given? What should be followed? Literally. वो कैसा है वैसा ही पढ़ना. Done. If there is no ambiguity, when ambiguity comes, we should stop. We should think. इसका meaning क्या है? इसको बोलते हैं reasonable construction. Second rule. So when there is no ambiguity, it would mean that the language used speaks the mind of the parliament, and there is no need to look somewhere else to discover the true meaning of the words. Because everything is clear, no beta? Whether we have to go somewhere else to ascend the meaning? No. Only one Ganesh is there, and I said, please Ganesh, come and stand here. Clear. There is no ambiguity, no confusion. When there confusion is there while reading, stop it. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है और वो है. उसको बोलते हैं reasonable construction. उसको बोलते हैं sensible construction, logical construction, purposeful construction. Next. Where the language used is plain and admits only one meaning, that meaning should only be assigned because there is no two meanings. Next. The rule is called as the litera leges, known as the litera leges, that is literal construction. Literal construction. Literally means कैसे है वैसे ही पढ़ना. The law should be adopted literal interpretation unless language is ambiguous. Literal sense would raise an anomaly, a defect in the purpose. Anomaly means bad, negative. If you are reading the literally, it is giving the inappropriate result. Then we have to go over to second rule. There is no anomaly. There is no defect in the section. You have to go by the plain meaning. Which meaning? Are you able to understand? You need not go by all these things. I will dictate, but that's point aata. वही लिखना काले. So read the words as there is no ambiguity. So as in the popular meaning, general meaning, technical meaning, nature. Next, a statute must be ordinarily understood. Constructed means understood according to the plain and natural meaning. Which meaning? No word should be added, no word should be altered or modified. Don't add anything, don't remove anything unless it is necessary to do so, to prevent the provision being unintelligible, obscure or unreasonable. So don't add anything, don't remove anything. Assign the meaning to every word. Assign the meaning to. And the language used in the statute must be constructed according to the rules of grammar. Is equal to is only, was is equal to was only, and is equal to and only. Is equal to is is not was is past tense, is present tense. And is equal to and only. And is equal to not or. Sometimes we have to understand is equal to was, and is equal to or, has been is equal to has been, something grammatical which changing the meaning to us. Usko bolte hain reasonable construction. Which construction? An ordinary statute. A statute must be interpreted according to the clear words used. The words and sentences in the statute must be given ordinary meaning. Which meaning? Natural meaning, which meaning? Ordinary meaning. General meaning. Okay, na? Next. Technical, what should be given? Technical meaning. If it's a technical language, which language? Do you know? For us, we are having a law dictionary is there. आपको मालूम है क्या? Law dictionary will be there. It will contain the meaning of the words used in the law. Quid pro quo, for example, in contract, it is used. Nudum pactum, for example, no consideration, no contract. Law dictionary will be there. So it is presumed that words and phrases in a technical legislation, means act, technical act, have the technical meaning only, hence to be interpreted accordingly. However, if the word has no technical meaning, it must be given ordinary meaning. If a provision relates to the particular trade అంటే related to civil engineer, related to doctor, related to chartered accountants, the words used therein must be given the meaning which everyone conversant with that trade. Such meaning should simply, for example, Information Technology Act is there. So here the word debugging is there. Debugging, bug means problem in the software program or program. मालूम है ना बेटा? Debugging means testing. Debugging means testing. Next, implications. Every word should be given meaning, beta. The legislation is देखो बेटा, legislation is not expected to waste its words. Every word contained in the statute inserted for some purpose. Beta, when drafter is using one word in the act, he has some intention. Assign the meaning to every word. And an interpretation that would render them ineffective any other part of the statute should not be accepted. Omissions not to be interfered. Nothing can be added or taken away from the statute. Same thing. Give the meaning to every word. Next. But whether court is supposed to make the law? Court is supposed to make the law? Who is supposed to make the law? Parliament is supposed to make the law. Court is supposed to interpret the law. देखो, court cannot legislate. ये भी एग्जाम में आने का चांस है बेटा. If the matter has not been provided in a statute, something is missing in the statute, judge uncle can add something in his decision, but not in the statute. Only parliament can change it. It cannot be supplemented by the court. Supplemented means added by the court. Even बेटा language ने बेटा पूरा अजीब रहता, like auditing. The topic language पूरा totally new for you people. That's the only topic is not difficult. It's different. Why the language used is आप कभी भी नहीं पढ़ा. Done. So if something is missing in the act, can court supplement it? No. Supplement is added? No. Only parliament can add it. So it cannot be supplemented by court even if court finds that it would have been provided. Court feels that something else is missing. It's supposed to be here, but still court can't add it in the act. Court can add it in his judgment. Since act is silent, so this is my decision. He can add in his decision, but not in the act. So supplying a meaning by court would amount to creating the legislature, but not interpretation. Court is supposed to make only interpretation, but not to creation of the legislature. No reference to legal decisions. But everything is clean. Everything is plain. No ambiguity. Whether we have to refer any case law? No. So act is missing something, then we have to refer the case law. Then yes or no, sir. Literal construction involves arriving at the meaning of the words without referring to any legal decisions also. I will dictate all these things. The plain meaning rule suffers from the inherent weakness that it would not always easy to say whether the word is plain or not. Instances have been found when different tribunals have used the plain meanings to, and it may give them different conclusions. What he is saying, beta, one word is there, it has two meanings. Both are ordinary only, both are natural only. That's why some cases different courts may use the different ordinary meaning for the same word, because it is a ordinary meaning only. Then yes or no, sir? So different ordinary meanings. Ordinary meanings are derived from the dictionary. From where, beta? However, dictionaries normally provide the alternative meaning, some of which have very wide meaning and some of them are restricted meaning. Also, A word may has given the narrow meaning in one dictionary and wider meaning in the another dictionary. It may cause the confusion. So beta, literal construction says that while assigning the meaning to the words used in the act, assign the ordinary meaning. Which meaning? Ordinary meanings derived from the dictionary. Different dictionaries giving the different ordinary meaning for the same word. That's why confusion may arise. Next, intention of the law is ignored. Literal meaning cannot be followed logically. To apply the words literally is to defeating the obvious intention of the legislation, produce wholly unreasonable result. What he is saying, beta, if you are giving the ordinary meaning to the word, if it is losing its purpose, then go for the rule number 2. What is rule number 2? Logical meaning, sensible meaning, purposeful meaning. देखो बेटा, ये कुछ लैटिन वर्डिंग दिया. Absoluta sensitia expositio non indigent, which means plain meaning, plain words does not require any explanation. When everything is clear, don't go somewhere else. Please give me one glass of water. Nothing is, there is no ambiguity. Yes sir, no sir. Please give me some water. Then ambiguity may come. Yes sir, no sir. Clear ना? इसका मतलब क्या है बेटा? पढ़ो everyone. Absoluta sententia expositor non indigent, indigent, which means no explanation. ये लिखना है बेटा एग्जाम में पक्का, ये तेरा एग्जाम में. क्लियर ना? Next, non applicable beta, where the literal meaning results in the absurd unreasonable results, we have to go to the second rule. Which rule? I will dictate. Keep the heading. Rule of literal interpretation or litera leges. Litera leges. It is the first rule of interpretation. Leave it. What is in the material? I will dictate 5 to 10 to 12 points. Oh, bas se beta. What you have written, beta? It is the first rule of interpretation, or primary rule of interpretation. While interpreting any legislation, first priority should be given to literal interpretation only. It is also known as litera leges. It is also known as the litera leges, which means read the words as they are. While assigning the, which point number? While assigning the meaning to the words used in the act, while assigning the meaning to the words used in the act, interpreter should assign popular, natural, ordinary, plain, and general meaning only. Easy, better, frankly speaking. It looks very tricky because you are listening for the first time, but easy. So ascend, popular, natural, ordinary, plain, and general meaning only, unless situation demands. Unless situation demands sensible meaning. I can read it, the statement. Next point. Grammatical words should be given grammatical meaning. Unless situation demands another meaning. I'm teaching, I'm dictating in a very easy language better. Next. Technical words used in technical legislations. Technical words used in the technical legislations. Legislation means law. Should be used, should be given such a technical meaning only. Next, while interpreting the legislation, interpreter should not add, alter, modify. Interpreter should not add, alter, modify, omit any words. Because because parliament never intended to waste its words. Never intended to waste its words. Next, when the words are clear in the legislation, when the words are clear, there is no need to look somewhere else. There is no need to look somewhere else to ascend true meaning, or to discover true meaning. When the words are clear and plain, there is no need to look somewhere else to discover the true meaning of the words. ये written है बेटा, grammatical words must be given grammatical meaning written now. Technical words should be given technical meanings. You have written, right? You have written this one also. Legislation not intended to waste its words. So we got to assign the meaning to every word. Next, even court cannot supplement the words in the legislation. Even court cannot supplement the words to legislation. That is, court can only interpret. How many points came? ये लिखो बेटा as it is. Absoluta sententia expositor non indigent as it is. If you remember, write this in the exam, otherwise ये लिखो बेटा plain words does not require any explanation. The same statement he may give for 2 marks in the sub question. इसका मतलब plain words does not require any explanation. Written. Small subheading. Limitations of the rule. Different dictionaries may provide different ordinary meanings. Different dictionaries may provide different ordinary meaning. It's a limitation. Next. Non-applicability of the rule. Small subheading. But when this rule is not applicable, if you're giving the plain meaning, the section losing its power, then it is not applicable. We have to go to rule number 2. Then last point, look beta, non-applicability. This rule will not be applicable if literal meaning results in absurd or unreasonable results. Done बच्चों. Our class till 12:30. So first rule clear है बेटा. You are getting nailed 10 to 12 points. वो लिखो बस. Simple. First rule. बच्चों, I'll explain one more time easily. So while reading this rule, while assigning this rule, read the words as it is. Read the words as it is. वो कैसे है वैसे पढ़ना बेटा. Assign the popular, natural, ordinary, plain, general meaning to the words. Grammatical words must be given grammatical meaning. Technical words must be given technical meaning. Don't add anything. Don't remove anything from the act. Then yes or no, sir. This will not be useful if it is giving the obscure result, wrong results, inappropriate results. Then we have to enter into the rule number 2. Abhiram, sit properly. Come here. Clear? Abhi, after dictating, I think you feel comfortable. बोला बच्चों. Comfortable, right? Next. If first rule is not useful, we have to enter into second rule. Which rule, beta? For example, beta, we have discussed so many examples already. Chair. General meaning is where we have to sit. But the chair has to appoint the. Chair has to prepare the minutes. Chair has to sign the minutes. So chair means like a chairman. You are giving the sensible meaning. Which meaning? In section will get some power. And plant depreciated. General meaning of plant means the tree. Plant is appreciated, no beta. It will grow day by day. But plant depreciation means oh building ke beta. Factory hai beta. Mission nahi. Factory. Where you keep the machinery. Yes sir, no sir. Clear na? And shades are transferable. Securities are transferable as per SEBI. Security means shades debentures. If you are given the plain meaning, natural meaning, ordinary meaning, section losing its power. It is given inappropriate result, obscure result. Then you have to give the reasonable meaning, which meaning? Sensible meaning, which meaning? Purposeful meaning, which meaning? Rational meaning, which meaning? Logical meaning, which meaning? Rule over. The same thing will be there for the whole next 1.5 page. ये वाला कितना बार एग्जाम में देखो 1 2 3 4 5 times in the exam beta. Not that much famous, but rarely it will come compared to the first rule. So we have to the rule of the reasonable construction, ratio leakage. Which ligation? Ratio. Ratio means purpose. Ratio means purpose. देखो rational meaning, logical meaning, purposeful meaning, sensible meaning है ना बेटा, उसको बोलते हैं ratio leakage. That's it. Simple. Clear? समझ में? बट एक बार पढ़ेंगे उसके बाद लिखेंगे. या इसको क्या दिया बेटा हमने? Put, res, magis, valid, Quan spirit. As per this rule, the words of a statue must be constructed as per this statement. That is, words of the statue must be constructed so has to give them sensible meaning. Which meaning? That you need not remember by heart as it is. Just remember. It means you have to give the sensible meaning to the words because first rule is not satisfying. Then, but he may ask this kind of statements in 1 mark, 2 marks. I exam already. Hey, इसका नाम है hey. आ रहा बच्चों. Yeah. So, ordinary meaning is inappropriate. Which meaning? Ordinary meaning is obscure. Obscure means inappropriate. If the clear, sir, you able to understand, right? Topic is little different, but not difficult. First one simple beta, ascend the plain meaning. Not giving the result, ascend the reasonable meaning. Second rule khatam. Utna आसान है beta. Yeah, people make it complicated. I don't know why, but we have to make it the things easy in the life, in the subject also. If the letter of law, that is letter of legis, is logically on account of the बोलना बेटा ऐसे बैठे तो कैसा? So literal legacy is logically defective due to ambiguity, inconsistency, incompleteness, and the interpretation must be according to the purpose of the section, policy of the section, objective of the section, spirit of the section. इसको बोलते हैं ratio legis. देखो I give some example. Chair means chairman. Board means वो लिखने का बोर्ड नहीं, BOD. Plant means planter machinery. Consideration means something in written, not general meaning of understanding. Lap means laptop. Security means chairs and benches. And a commission. Error of commission. Commission means doing. Error of commission. Error of omission. Commission committing means doing. And interest means rate of interest. Yes sir, no sir. General meaning. समझ में आ रहा है बेटा. So we have to assign the meaning which will satisfy the section. Clear? Because ordinary meaning is giving the obscure results. Beta, you have to read along with me. Beta, you should be active in the class. Otherwise, बाद में you have to face the difficulty. 10 mark के बेटा. So narrow interpretation fails to achieve the purpose. Narrow interpretation means first rule. If the ordinary meaning contradict means ordinary meaning is contradict with the apparent purpose of the act. बेटा वो पर्पस ऑफ द एक्ट को अलग रहता है बेटा ऑर्डिनरी मीनिंग. देन यू हैव टू गिव द सेंसिबल मीनिंग, लॉजिकल मीनिंग, पर्पसफुल मीनिंग. गिव सच a meaning which will satisfy the section. Give such meaning which will give the result to the section, power to section, logical meaning to the section. So the court may modify the meaning of the words. Court may not give the general meaning, not assigning the general meaning, modify the meaning of the words, even the structure of the sentence, not in the act, in his dimag, judge uncle, where the words in the statute appear to be prima facie clear and unambiguous, but on close scrutiny, when going through the meaning of the words, they may turn out to be deficient in carrying out the intents of the legislation. Reasonable construction should be given. Yes or no? So इसका पूरा मतलब single point है बेटा. If ordinary meaning is providing inappropriate results, then apply reasonable construction. Which construction? ये पूरा मतलब क्या है उतना अच्छा. He's writing in 10 to 12 lines. That is the meaning of the statement. Clear? Say the essence of the rule. I will dictate very easy manner. Tension होने का नहीं बेटा. और 10 point लिखो exam में. While interpreting a statute, it is a duty of the court to find the intention of the statute. While interpreting the act, don't use general meaning of the words. Assign the such meaning which is intended while drafting. और ड्राफ्टर के दिमाग में कुछ मीनिंग रहता है वो वर्ड को ड्राफ्टर का दिमाग में घुस के समझना. हाँ ड्राफ्टर ऐसा सोचा होगा ये वर्ड का मीनिंग. For determining the intention of the legislation, it is permissible to look into the circumstances which prevalent at the time when the statute was passed. When the statute was passed, what was the situation? What was the market? What was the society? Go to that year and understand. You'll get the reasonable meaning for the statement. Passed which was necessitated the passing of the statute. Why this act was prepared? Why this act was drafted? Oh, samjho. I explained all this in last class also. Go to the history. Go to the history. The intention may also be ascertained from the context and scheme and design of the statute. Why the act was passed? While assigning the meaning to the words, understand the circumstances which led to creation of the act. Creation of act. Act kai ko banaya in that year. को समझने के बाद you have to assign the meaning to the words. Beta, this topic not only give 10 marks in the exam, crores of rupees in your real life. If you don't child accountant, why you should be special? That's why it is little different. More risk, more return. The whole summer of the FM, financial management, is more risk, more return. More difficult to understand, more money in the future. Become 10,000 rupees per month. CA 10,000 rupees per transaction. Are beta? Topic difficult, easy to understand, but more revisions are required. Sensible meaning, which meaning? The words in the statute should be constructed, means understood. So has to lead to rational, which meaning beta? Rational, fair, sensible meaning. The ordinary words of the statute are given their ordinary meaning, natural meaning. However, if the words are ambiguous, attempt must be made to discover the intention of the act. Don't assign the ordinary meaning. Reasonable construction. Which construction? No strict methodology can be laid down for application of the rule of reasonable construction. However, court may resort to the following steps while using this rule. This will be the last rule for the day. Step 1. The court should first examine whether statute is clear or vague. Vague means lack of clarity. The court should look the statute as a whole. Statute as a statement में exam में आया, I think 1-2 marks के लिए. Assign the beta, read word by word, line by line, section by section, chapter by chapter. Read act as a whole. Read act as a, because whole act will have only one meaning. The court should discover the meaning of the relevant provision. The court should analyze the provision. Can be applied as it is, or it should be molded. As it is means first rule. Court is molding the section means second rule. Why it is molding? If you're giving the general meaning, section losing its power. Ara bachcho, bolo na. The court should determine if the current issue is adequately resolved by clear words. Then no need of second rule. When situation is there, when statement is there, clear meaning, the general meaning is given the sensible meaning. Then don't come here. You have to come here. Only first room is not satisfying you. If the words in the statute are clear, resolve the current situation, there is no need to go further. However, if the words of the statute are not clear, the court may consider the intention by adding the sensible meaning. So the intention of the statute is supreme. But state very important. Words are not important. Chapter heading is not important. Preamble is not important. Long title is not important. Marginal note is not important. Supreme is the intention of the act. वो कानून कई को बनाया कानून देखो intention of the statute should be given greater weight than the mere words. While assigning the meaning to the words, understand the logic of the act. Understand the, as per the logic of the act, you have to change the meaning of the words. Then SECRA is the Security Contract Regulation Act is there to regulate the shares, debentures, deposits. Yes sir, no sir. So well, understand that act, assign the meaning to the words as per the logic of the act. SEBI is there, SECRA is there, FEMA is there. Legislation would be legislate only for the purpose of bringing the effective result. So it is a duty of the court to give the effect to that purpose. It is a duty of the court to see that the section is satisfying the purpose of the act. If it's not satisfying, assign the meaning which will satisfy the purpose of the section, because supreme is the logic of the act. वो act कई को बनाया, okay, समझ में आता? Okay, we discussed yesterday. Listen to the speech of the mover. Drafting committee को समझना, why it is amended, how it is amended, what is amended. Go beyond the faulty draftsmanship. It is not reasonable to expect that who made the act human being है ना बेटा. देखो, it is not reasonable to expect that every statutory provision can be drafted with a divine precision, perfect clarity. It is well accepted that there can be omissions, deficiencies on part of the legislature. The omission occurs due to failure of the draftsman to use the words entirely apt to cover the instant case. The drafter was unable to use the appropriate word. That's why second rule is required. Why is you not using appropriate word? वो human being है बेटा, तो हेडेक रहता, स्टमक रहता, सब रहता, उसको भी ट्रैफिक रहता. Therefore, in case of ambiguity, court looks at the purpose of the act, scheme of the act, design of the act, assign the meaning to the words as per the requirement. As per the ये क्या दिया बेटा, interpretatio finenda east at res magis valid quan spirit, which means statute should be constructed grammatically, which means interpretation finds क्या की बेटा simply we have to assign the logical meaning. Which meaning? Non-applicable. What is non-applicable? When this rule is not applicable, with the first rule is satisfying. So ordinary meaning is clear, you need not come here. Then ना बेटा, लिखो बेटा, फटाफट लिखो. Rule of reasonable construction. It is the second rule of interpretation. I am dictating very easy language. वो लिखे तो बस से बेटा एग्जाम में you can get full marks. 80 to 90% आपको मिल जाता. It is the second rule of interpretation. Next point. It can be used if litera leges or literal construction. It can be used if literal construction provides obscure results or inappropriate results. Third point. As per this rule, while interpreting the words, assign reasonable, sensible, assign reasonable meaning, sensible meaning, purposeful meaning, logical meaning, rational meaning to the words. To give the power to the section. To give the power to the section. So you have written this statement, right beta? If the words are giving the inappropriate result, you can apply this rule. Written right? ये लिखो बेटा. उसके बाद ये लिखो. Put res magis valet quan spirit. बेटा ये magis है ना बेटा. Remember it's a magic. Maggie. Second rule. Which rule? Maggie is the second rule. But second rule लो देखो. Words Maggie. How to remember बोलते हो? Maggie second rule, okay ना? नीचे भी सेम है बट मैगी बोल के वन स्टेटमेंट आया, मैगी के जैसा ऐसा मैगी, दैट इज words of the statute must be constructed so as to lead the sensible meaning. ऐसे वर्ड्स ही में आस्क इन द सब पॉइंट्स बेटा, सब क्वेश्चन में आने का चांस है. Run. Well, understand, well, assigning the meaning to the words. Next statement. Statement number 5. 4. Fine. Well, assigning the meaning to the words. Interpreter has to understand. Interpreter has to understand the circumstances which led to creation of the act. Which led to creation of the act and assign the meanings accordingly. This rule is applicable when the language of the statute is vague and provision need to be molded. Provision need to be molded to bring the real intention of the section. Next, intention of the statute should be given more greater weightage. Intention of the statute should be given greater weightage than the mere words. It is not reasonable to expect that every statutory provision can be drafted with a divine precision and perfect clarity. Statutory provision can be drafted with a divine precision and perfect clarity, due to which there can be omissions, deficiencies in legislation. So, court should look at the purpose, scheme, design of the statute, and add its own contribution. In the act and the decision. Okay, beta. So we have written this statement already, right? हो गया बोलते 95% हो गया. Last statement, non-applicability. This rule will not be applicable if the language of the statute is plain. If the language of the statute is plain. Should I explain something else? So if language is plain, we will go by the literal guess only. Done. Hope you people are clear with these two rules. First one is beta general meaning. Second one is the sensible meaning. That's it. Simply. Clear? So remaining part will see in the next class. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. Is the signing off. Take care.